Organizers of the Tokyo Olympics insisting the games are a go despite the growing number of COVID cases in Japan. Sports agent and DLE agency founder Doug Eldridge represents a number of Olympians. Doug, my question here, are sponsors worried about what's happening with the Olympics, and more importantly, are athletes worried?
The answer is yes. But how do you best express it? I think a lot of it you guys hit on the lead in here, Cheryl. The problem is really threefold, right? It's medicine, messaging, and money. From a medicine standpoint, 1% to 3% of the Japanese population have been vaccinated. The IOC this week said they expected 80% of athletes to be vaccinated, but they've not done anything to substantiate that. The vaccine's not mandatory for participants. From a messaging standpoint, this is a PR nightmare for everyone involved, not the least of which, as you said in the lead-in, the Japanese people. 50 to 80% are not only not in favor of it, passive voice, but vehemently against it, active voice. 10,000 volunteers have already dropped out. And to put a number to that, 20 years ago after the City Olympics, they audited the games and said 40,000 volunteers represented $60 million in valued services. 2 decades later, you can probably 2 or 3x that. And then, of course, the money. This is Fox Business, so let's talk the zeros and commas. These games were estimated to cost $15 billion. The Japanese audit conservatively estimates that'll be at least double that. There's going to be no foreign visitors. Later this month, they'll decide whether or not Japanese nationals can watch it. Sponsors have had to bite the bullet for a year. Some athletes were even asked 6 months ago to return sponsorship money, and there's no answers in sight. But for the IOC, and the LIFO-FIFO model, they put the least in and the last in, yet they're the first to cash out. They get $3 to $4 billion on television rights. They contribute roughly 10% to the total cost. The only true winners thus far is the IOC.
Wow. Well, certainly there's a lot of money on the line, and there was a lot of money lost during the Super Bowl, for instance. I have a feeling that companies are going to be very careful when it comes to Japan and probably going to really scale back. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Sarah.